Looks like we're live.
Hey guys, Dan Horn coming at you from Jacksonville, Florida. I am very excited. Today is November 1st. It's a Saturday. Very excited to take just a couple minutes with you guys and let you know what's going on, something that I am extremely excited about and why I'm shooting this short little video. Right now, there's an excitement going on in my household and in the sphere of influence of people I'm associating with. Most of you watching this are going to be very entrepreneurial minded. You have your own levels of success in traditional business, networking, internet marketing, the list goes on and on. Have an open mind and listen to what I'm going to share with you, and you're going to find out why we are so flat fired up right now. And I'm going to turn this over to my friend Christian Henneke, who lives right here in Florida. He's down in Naples, and I'm going to let him get into it and share something with you that you have never seen before. I can pretty much assure that, and what's just launched in the U.S. about 12 weeks ago. Christian, my friend, I'm turning it over to you.
Sounds good. Thanks for having me on here, Dan. Let me run right into a screen share. I want to. This is something that Dan and I talked about before we hit go here. We want to be totally transparent with you guys. I'm going to show you two things here real quickly. One, you're going to see my customer login, back office thing, and then the other, you're going to see my business back office. I'm going to show you my personal income, my personal results from the past almost 3 months now with this company called Doobly. If you haven't heard about Doobly, we'll keep this really short and sweet. Our goal with this is to be really, plain speaking, and show you as much as tell you, but really show you what's going on, so you can, judge for yourself whether you want to become involved with us or not. So Doobly, real quickly, is basically a search engine that gives cash back, really big cash back. Let me log in and show you here. This is my customer account. My wife and I have been shopping with Doobly for about 2.5 months. Let me pull up the right screen here. Okay, so you can see the cash back that my wife and I have been accumulating so far. I want to also show you, though, what it's like to be a Doobly customer. This is what grabbed me when I looked at the business model. Oh, it's been almost exactly 3 months ago. I was sitting in a small room as a guy who had made pretty significant money online. I think by then I'd done $800,000 in less than 2 years. I've been working in this space now for just a little over 2 years. And at that point in my life, I had a really, really solid income. And honestly, I was not real interested in Doobly. I had no idea what it was. And I had already prejudged and said, you know what, don't need it, not interested, no thanks. Fortunately, the guy that was pinging me about it was extremely deliberate. And he basically harassed me until I finally caved and said, okay, I will look. If you'll leave me alone, I will look at Doobly. Anyway, here's one of the first things I saw that just grabbed me and forced me to sit up straight and pay attention. Check this out. So I'm a Doobly customer. I just type in shoes in Google. Look what happens. 14.4% cash back at shoes.com. What else do we have here? Sears, 7.3% cashback. Shoes again. Macy's, 8% cashback. You see how this is popping up right in the 7.8. I think it was 7.3 yesterday, Dan. That's pretty awesome. I've seen that happen a few times. And so, has anybody ever heard of Target? 7.8% cashback shopping online with Target. Let me try one more. Just give you one more quick example. Let's say I'm going to buy a ladder. Just real quick, here we go. Lowe's, 8% cash back. I have a buddy that I referred who bought a fence, all the stuff he needed to build a fence in his back. He has a really big backyard. His cash back from his fence was almost $700. Pretty awesome. Walmart, 7% cash back. Let me go ahead and follow one of these so you can kind of see how this looks as if you were a Doobly customer here real quick. You can see at Walmart we're getting up to 7% cash back. The up to just means that you can be a free Doobly customer and get a little bit of cash back. If you're willing and see the value, you can do a $99 annual membership. It's kind of like a Costco or a Sam's Club membership, and it gives you the real big cash back at all these merchants. So with Walmart, that would be 7%. And they've got this bar that shows up at the top of your screen that kind of confirms the customer's doing the right thing. You hit activate cash back, and then everything you buy at Walmart, not just the ladder, but everything, you're going to get 7% cash back. What if you came and did this? something I discovered a few weeks ago. I realized a lot of the people that I've been referring are doing their weekly grocery shopping and getting 7% cash back with Walmart, Walmart.com. I'm hearing that they FedEx the orders next day if you spend at least $50 on food. If you would rather go pick it up at your local store, give them a half hour and it's usually ready. So, and you're getting 7% cash back. So let me man, there's so much ground I want to cover here, Dan. Let me get off the screen share. I want to make a couple quick points about this. So Dan and I are promoters. We're marketers, been around business, been successful. We look at something like this, and I'll switch to myself. I have become kind of a business model snob over the years. I'm going to show you my income and my results here, and I think that will be very compelling here in a minute. Part of what led to that, though, was me looking at this going, if I refer customers, so wait a minute, the product is cashback. You're telling me that's what the product is. I show people how to get cash back, and when they get cash back, I get paid as a promoter. You've got my interest. It was hard to ignore this. Then I started to develop this out a little further, and I'm thinking, okay, if I refer my mom, and my mom goes and does her grocery shopping, she's going to be doing grocery shopping for the rest of her life, every week, like clockwork, which means she's going to be getting cash back every week, like clockwork. What else does that mean? My pay is attached to that activity. And in all of my years in business, I have looked for a smart, reasonable, logical way to bring value to the marketplace in such a way as so where I could get recurring passive income. I've never found it. I've been pitched on it a million times. A lot of home business and MLM kind of things, they go into this big, get you all worked up emotionally and get you all charged up, and the big dream is this walk away residual income and all this stuff. And so here's the thing: if you cut the emotion, you cut the marketing, and you look at the ingredients of most of these businesses, and I don't mean to give them all a hard time. Some of them are cool, but a lot of them, if you look at the ingredients with a logical, reasonable mind, you look at them and go, no, we're not getting long-term residual income. I mean, no, you can make some money, but not residual. Not going to happen. Anyway, that rabbit trail there. Let me bounce back to screen sharing. I want to make sure to show these numbers because it's so easy for marketers to yap. We do that well, and I want to make sure you're seeing what we're talking about here as well. So, if you were a Doobly customer and you were going to do some shopping, let me make this really nice and big here. That's big. Okay. So let me break down the line by line. This is shopping my wife and I did in the month of October. My wife got some makeup. We got some computer stuff. If you look at the price column, this is what we paid. These two columns over here is the cash back. You add these two columns up, and that's the cash back we got from each merchant. By the way, Doobly has over 5,000 merchants online with them just in the U.S., over 20,000 globally right now, and you can do business anywhere in the world. So if you've got connections outside of the country, doesn't matter where it is, as long as they're somewhere on Earth, we've got you covered. Priceline, this is one of my favorites. Priceline has been really easy for me as a promoter, as a marketer to talk about. I booked a room in St. Louis a couple weeks ago for $318. As you can see, I got over $40 cash back on that room. It's well over, I think it's at least 11%. They're supposed to give us 11%, but I think it's actually more. I don't know why. I'm not going to complain though. And then Best Buy, I did a bunch of shopping at Best Buy, and I got 7% cash back on all that. I'll show you a couple more screens, and we'll keep moving here. I want to really cement the simplicity and the value of what we offer anybody and everybody out there. This is not a business person. This is just somebody shopping. This is just somebody spending the money they're going to spend anyway with the stores they're spending it with already anyway. It's we're not trying to get people to switch from Priceline to xyztravelbiz.net. Wink, wink. It's nothing like that. So here we are, Apple Store. Somebody went on a shopping spree, apparently, all these purchases at Apple. That was me. I I had a lot of fun, and I got a ton of cash back. 7% at Apple, Best Buy, some more stuff at Best Buy. I found these great speakers, Sonos wireless speakers. Holy cow, so nice, so easy to set up. Some Stride right. So just our spending what we were going to buy anyway, and here we are getting this monster cash back. What I want to do is transition here from the product and what I see really as the core of what we have to the opportunity side. I'm going to zoom in. I want to do a strong disclaimer here as I do this. You're going to see all of my personal income. I'm going to click all over the place, show you everything, not leave you hanging, no sleight of hand, no smoke and mirrors. Happy to be transparent. This is what Dan and I discussed. However, we would ask that you don't share this video real publicly. Don't go stick it on Facebook or anything like that. I'm happy to show you. I just can't have this get out all over the net real publicly. So let me do this. I'm going to go to my earnings, and I'm just going to walk around here and show you everything. So November just started, seeing some income drip in here in November. But let's go back to August. I started on August 4th. Excuse me. And let me do an income disclaimer here too. My results aren't typical. I'm not typical. I'm guessing you're not either. And none of us would recommend being typical. This is not a game or a gimmick. This is serious business that I have taken very seriously. Dan and I are happy to run with you if you're interested. If you're looking at this and you're like, the cash back looks interesting, not so sure about the business side of things, grab Dan. He can hook you up with some more info. So here's what I had in August, about $50,000 in the main part. The main way they pay people, I had about $50,000 from that. They have some extra bonuses that actually really add up. They're really awesome. I had $12,000 from that for that month. Then I had some money up in here. I don't want to click around too much because I start to have to edit the video because it starts showing people's names. It was $67,000 in change in the month of August, which blew me away, by the way. We were not expecting that at all. I've been successful, but not like that. Now, this just gets obscene. My total income in the month of September was a little over $239,000. And I want to say a couple things to make this really clear. I did not spend a dime. I have not, to this day, spent anything on advertising. I have not done any of that. This hasn't been the result of fancy internet marketing. I don't own any silver bullets. Honestly, this has just been, it's a couple things. It's a result of I have worked hard at internet marketing and network marketing and just being good with relationships and good with business and all that kind of thing. I look for good ideas, and I have friends that do the same. So when I settled on this, I had a bunch of people I could talk to right away that I was like, look at how this is structured. Look at how this is put together. Is this not the best thing you've ever seen? And a whole bunch of my friends said, yep. Where do I sign up? So this is what happened. September, $239,000. Let me show you October. Now, October's bonus hasn't calculated yet. It's going to be another 5 or 6 days before it calculates. So it's going to show us 0. But all of my numbers went up in October. So 134 and 103 is what September ended at. My base pay went to over $200,000 in October. And this, I'm sure, is well over $100,000. It got really hard for me to track, so I don't know, it could be 150, could be 110, I don't really know. But I know I made at least 300,000, which is like 290,000 more than I need. So I'm grateful and thrilled and just blown away with this. I want to show you one last screen, and then we will wrap this up for you guys here. I'm changing this because, again, I don't want to have to edit. I want to respect people's privacy here. It'll show names and stuff if I'm not careful. All right, here we go. So this is my this is the line that talks about me. You can see I've referred 130 people personally. I got started on August 4th, like I told you. If I click on this, it's going to show you my total organization. I'm doing this part specifically for people that are number driven, data-driven, or maybe you've been around home business before, this will blow your mind. It definitely would. If you sent me this video, my jaw would be on the floor right now, because what you're seeing is, let's just say I made 300,000 in October. Truth is, I don't know yet. Let's just say it was only 300. I'm positive it's more than that, but just say it's 300 plus 239 in September plus 67 in August. That's well over $600,000 earned on a total network, a total team of less than 4,700 people. Holy cow. Anybody that's crunching those numbers or has been around home business before, your jaw has got to be on the floor. It just has to be. We would love the opportunity. Let me get off the screen share. We would love the opportunity to get you more detail. There's a ton of substance here. There's a lot to this. But one of the things, I know I'm beating it, I say this so many times, but I'm a really simple guy. I have not done anything fancy here. I hope that's inspiring, and I hope that really is inspiring to hear. 3 months ago, I was looking at this going, I know people who would love to get cash back. That's a no-brainer. I can talk to those people. I'm not shy, no problem. Secondly, I know people who would happily promote that. I know a bunch of people like me who are like, you show me a good opportunity that's not a opportunity, like give me something solid, something real, something where if I break down the numbers, I break down the business model, I'm not going to find smoke and mirrors and junk and gimmicks and games. I'm too old. I don't have patience for that anymore. I know Dan would echo that sentiment. Our assumption is that you don't have time to goof off. You don't have time to mess around. Not when it comes to business. This is a serious thing. So the business model here leaves the merchant very happy, leaves Doobly very happy, leaves the consumer very happy, and leaves the promoter very happy. Man, okay, one more thing. So I know there's probably a couple things I'm leaving out, so feel free to prod me here. But one thing that was really a big deal was to find out that this company, Doobly, has almost 400 customers for every promoter. So for Dan and I here, there would be almost 800 customers. Holy cow. When I see any business, just as a business person, any business that has a monster amount of happy repeat customers, it's a thriving business, right? That's a solid business. This you can take all over the world, and what we've been able to do in the past 3 months has been so fun. This is my house. I'm working from home. I'm shifting gears. I've been obsessing about this, honestly. I've been all out, like dreaming, eating, sleeping this. But we're going to shift gears here as a family and structure our business day and work this part-time from the house and have total mobility, total freedom. We don't need $300,000 a month, honestly. Prior to this, $1,000 a month, and that's triple what we need. We're easy to please. I don't know why I'm telling you all this, but I just want to put it out there that to me, this represents freedom. Forget about the giant, ridiculous, obscene numbers. If you just look at this as a vehicle that can get you what you need financially without having to work, as Dan puts it, 8 days a week. That's this. That really is this. So there's so much more I could talk about. You should probably cut me off because I could go all night.
I'll cut you off. I would like you to touch on one thing, Christian. You've had tremendous success in the last 12 weeks. You're a servant-driven leader, and you're not the only one that had that success. Just touch briefly on the fact that there are other six-figure earners plus, and then the myriad people that are making a difference, changing their lives on a smaller scale, but significant nonetheless, just in the last 12 weeks.
Yeah. So I show my, but I'm really glad you brought that up because this is not about me, and I don't mean to make it about me at all. It makes me so happy. I have been able to work with at least 8 guys, I think maybe 9 now, that have made well over $100,000 already in this project already. A couple of them have made at least over $200,000 so far, and there's 1 or 2 that are maybe over $300,000. So this isn't the Christian Henneke show. There's a lot of people working here doing really well. Now the people that have done at least 50, I've lost count honestly, $50,000 in 3 months. And a lot of these guys I'm talking about have been here less. And I was here August 4th, and I kind of helped start this team. So everybody else is newer. We have tons of people in the team that have done 5, 6, 7 grand, 10 grand. And as we come into the holiday season here, I remember back. I have 2 little kids, been married 15 years. 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, the years leading up to me deciding to, you know what the decision for me, Dan? The decision for me, I was a traditional business owner prior to this, and I was a slave to my business, which was totally fine as long as I loved what I was doing. But I hit a point where I no longer, I dreaded the alarm clock in the morning, and I just got to the point where I wanted to be free in the sense that I didn't want to have to, if we want to go to Grand Cayman Island tomorrow, I don't have to ask anybody's permission. I don't have to say anything to anybody. We just go. I started to think that way, 2, 3, 4 years ago, and it all built up to this point 2 years ago where I started looking at business models like this, where you can work online from home, from wherever you are. That makes sense. It's not a game or a gimmick. Anyway, I forget what so anyway, I started and I made about $1,000 my first month, and I felt like I had made $1 million. My confidence went through the roof. I started to see evidence that what I was doing was working, and so I love the stories, Dan, of people in the group that get started, and in their first 3 or 4 days they make $1,500. We have a lot of people that have come in here and done $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 in their first month from home on the side, on top of their job. Right. It is the coolest thing. It is changing people's lives. It's giving them extra options. This is the future. So one other trailing thought here. Think about Netflix. Think about what Netflix did to Blockbuster and Hollywood Video and other companies like that. What is it, 10, 12 years ago, maybe 14 years ago, something in that range. On a night like this, on a weekend, I'd go jump in the car and go to Blockbuster and rent a movie, right? I mean, who hasn't done that?
We all did.
Yeah, we all did this. What's crazy, I don't even know how this came to my mind, but I have not even given Blockbuster or Hollywood Video a thought in years. What was that? Tens of thousands, 50, 60, 70,000 people probably, something like that, were employed 10 years ago on today. I bet you 60, 70,000 people, maybe 100,000 people were going to work at Blockbuster and Hollywood Video. What did Netflix do? What did technology do? And to shorten this, think about that a little bit. Understand that what happened there is happening. It's happening in commerce. Technology is changing. What we have, the technology we have in our phones these days is so amazing. There's so many crazy rabbit trails we could get on right now. But the bottom line is, Doobly is positioned in front of monster trends. I mean, really big trends. And I am so excited to get to capitalize, to be able to be part of the solution, to be able to help spread the word, to help Doobly become a household brand, a name brand all around the world. Hardly anybody knows about Doobly. So this is a fun time to be involved with the team, to get to work with guys like you. I think it's just a lot of fun.
I appreciate it, Christian. Thank you again so much for your time. I'm going to let you get going. I know your calendar is full. And, what you said at the very end, both Blockbusters by my house are out of business. And, somebody said on one of the videos the other day, is our society trending to a brick and mortar society or a click and order? And that's a no-brainer. And we're ahead of that curve. And I thank you for your time, my friend. We will be in touch soon. Have a blessed rest of your weekend. And let's go out there and change some lives.
Sounds good. Thanks for having me on here, Dan. Have a good night.